The Gmmtv 2026 lineup is finally here, and it is packed. With 22 new BL series to look forward to, they really went all out this year, giving us a little bit of everything. We've got supernatural stories, fantasy, enemies to lovers, and even fresh new couples stepping into the spotlight. So sit back as we dive into all 22 new upcoming Gmmtv BL series, and I hope you enjoy the video. Number 1. Gunshot. Often Gun are diving into a darker, revenge narrative, and it's always a thrill to watch them take on roles that tap into a more layered, compelling side of their acting. Even the trailer delivered a surge of emotion, genuinely gripping and enough to signal that this series is something special to look forward to. The story follows Minnie, whose world collapses into darkness after witnessing his boyfriend's life taken far too soon. A loss that steals his smile, and a piece of himself along with it. Consumed by the deepest pain he has ever felt, he sets out on a path of revenge against everyone involved in his death. He soon meets Detective Kanpan, who is assigned to his case. Kanpan vows to help Minnie smile again and show him that revenge isn't the answer. But can a newfound romance be enough to heal such a deeply wounded heart? Number 2. My Professional Boyfriend. Gmmtv is tapping back into the fake relationship trope, and it's genuinely a fun one. We get to see Winnie and Sating make a comeback with something different from them yet again. It's refreshing to see them getting more roles, and hopefully it will turn out to be a great watch. The story follows Henry, a young man who pieces together a living through any odd job he can find, even fake relationships, when the price is right. And Zahn, the privileged son of a mafia family, who is being steered toward a romantic partner he has no intention of accepting. He wants to choose love on his own terms, not follow a path laid out for him. Looking for a way out, he hires Henry to pose as his boyfriend for 3 months. But what was supposed to be a clean, strategic transaction slowly blurs into something complicated as genuine emotions begin to slip through the cracks. Number 3. 17th Spring. We usually get lighthearted, comedic high school dramas, but this series takes a different approach, offering a deeper slice of life story about a lead navigating life while living with HIV. It's wonderful to see such an important narrative being highlighted. It's a great addition to the lineup with one of the strongest storylines. The story follows Mon, a high school student who has faced a streak of misfortune and carries the secret of living with HIV. Feeling isolated and misunderstood, he longs for a true friend who can see past his struggles. When he transfers to a new school, he is drawn to Tarn, a quiet and reserved boy who sits next to him. Though he seems cold at first, he soon discovers that Tarn is actually calm and gentle, carrying his own hidden wounds. Determined to break through his emotional walls, Mon persistently reaches out, slowly earning his trust. And as their friendship grows, it begins to deepen into something more, helping both boys confront their fears and heal their past wounds. Number 4. When Oranges Fall. As expected, Progress and Almond will be taking on their first series under Gmmtv, which is exciting. Set in a high school, the story leans into a lively, youthful tone that feels warm, charming, and easy to sink into. This is a story about Ko, a lively and mischievous boy who loves oranges, especially the sweet, fragrant ones from the yard next door. When a new introverted boy, also named Ko, moves next door and becomes his classmate, their classmates calls them Ko1 and Ko2 to help avoid any confusion when addressing them. Ko1 initially finds Ko2's serious nature frustrating, but he soon notices his quiet act of kindness behind the oranges that mysteriously keep falling into his yard. As their friendship grows throughout school, playful rivalry slowly blossoms into something deeper. Number 5. Replay. We have an ensemble series starring Tae and Nu, Joss and Goen, and Pond and Puin. Seeing these three couples together is unexpected, which makes the series even more exciting. This is a time travel drama that will be done in a similar way as Perfect 10-liners. The stories will be released starting with Pond and Puin's story, followed by Tae and News, and finally Joss and Goin's. The story follows Plawon, a pilot who lands in prison after a switch suitcase embroils him in a money smuggling case, and Dr. Song, his close friend, who loses his license and faces charges after a surgery goes wrong, resulting in the patient's demise. Lastly is JJ, a top racer who lost face after his title was stolen by his #1 competitor, Winston. Each of them carries regrets and wishes for a chance to rewrite their stories. When Song presents a mysterious watch from his father, said to enable time travel, a second chance at life begins for them. But as they attempt to fix the past, every action ripples into the future, entangling Napit, Kim, and Winston in unexpected ways, proving that changing destiny is never as simple as it seems. Number 6. Write You Again. Singdo and Christ also have a new series on the horizon, centered around memory loss. Judging by the trailer, we should brace ourselves for a flood of emotional moments, as it appears to promise a poignant and heart-rending exploration of love and the impact of memory loss. The story follows Nine, a man who loses his memory after a tragic accident. After 10 years without remembering anything, he decides to leave everything behind and return to the home he grew up in, hoping to recover the memories of his life before the accident. There, he meets an old friend who clearly held a special place in his past, and someone who promises to help him find those lost memories, while they create new ones together. Number 7. How to Survive My CEO. I didn't expect Jung and Dunk to star in an office romance drama, but it actually feels like a perfect fit for them. Seeing Jung as a CEO is definitely intriguing, and it's also great to see more office-themed series coming from Gmmtv. The story follows Patlum, a CEO known for being cold, strict, and completely focused on his work. He has little interest in relationships until Pafon, a fourth-year university student, shows up at his company as an intern. He instantly recognizes him as the same guy who once boldly kissed him at a bar, a moment he's never forgotten. Unexpectedly crossing paths again, Patlum decides he won't let Pafon slip away this time. To keep him close, he offers Pafon an unusual internship position as his personal photographer, which soon leads to chaotic interactions as Patlum tries to win over the one person who managed to shake his controlled world. Number 8. The Spooky Love Tale. This is a supernatural drama that mixes a spooky ghost storyline with lighthearted comedy, all while giving us the joy of watching Perth and Sanda romantic tension spark to life again. The story is about Chan, a horror novelist known for his chilling ghost stories, but has always secretly doubted the existence of real ghosts until he begins encountering them himself. Life grows even more complicated when he meets Min, his downstairs neighbor, who is haunted by supernatural beings that strikingly resemble the ghosts in Chan's own novels. As horror and romance intertwine, Chan finds himself questioning whether the eerie occurrences are all in his imagination, or if they're real, fueled by the unexpected feelings developing between them. Number 9. Billionaire Biker. We finally get to see Ao and Boom in their very own series as leads. It's a groundbreaking moment that many of us have been eagerly anticipating. This is another office romance in the lineup, with a boss and employee storyline, and I can't wait to see the spotlight fully on them. The story follows Ocean, a young man from Hat Yai who has long harbored feelings for his best friend. When his best friend graduates and moves to Bangkok, he decides to follow him in hopes of confessing his love. He lands a job at the same company as him. But his first day takes a turn when he mistakes a man in an orange vest riding a motorcycle for a motorcycle taxi and hops on without hesitation. That man turns out to be Win, the company's vice president. Though baffled by the situation, Win is immediately intrigued by Ocean, setting the stage for a relationship that begins with a humorous misunderstanding but quickly grows into something more. Number 10. Good Boy. Here's yet another time travel drama, with Mick and Luke stepping into the spotlight as leads once again. Set against a high school backdrop, it spins an amusing yet poignant tale of one grappling with the regret of not fully savoring the time they had in life. The story follows Jirapat, a lonely 30-year-old office worker whose life ends tragically due to an accident. Unexpectedly, he wakes up back in time as his 17-year-old self, given a chance to change his future. Determined to live fully, he vows to make different choices, enjoy life with friends, and become the good kid he wishes he had been. However, his plans aren't so simple, as Ruth, the serious student council president, watches him with an inscrutable expression, hinting at hidden secrets. As Jira navigates his second chance, he discovers that changing his past is more complicated than he imagined, and that his heart may be caught in the process. Number 11. 21. Mark and Junior are also getting a new series, this time focused solely on them. Up until now, we've only seen them alongside other couples, so this will be their first time as the sole couple, making it exciting to see how their chemistry carries the story and how charming they'll be on their own. The story is about Ai and Kun, two young men who end up heartbroken by the same person. As they comfort each other through their shared pain, a close bond forms between them. What begins as a brother-like relationship shifts when Ai unexpectedly confesses his feelings and asks Kun to be his boyfriend. Kun agrees, not out of love, but because he wants to keep Ai from walking away from his life. He gives Ai only 21 days to make him fall in love with him too, setting the stage for a heart-flattering story as he discovers his true feelings. Number 12. Lovers and Gangsters. Another four-book series is on the way, a gangsters world drama that looks packed with action, and I couldn't be more excited. Adding to the hype, Great and Bright will be one of the lead couples, and they're a really well-matched pair. Both are incredibly talented, so I'm looking forward to seeing how the series comes together. The story follows Sen, a man who grew up in poverty after losing his father and witnessing his mother's hardships. Driven by sheer will to survive, he claws his way up until he stands as one of the most feared gang leaders in the underworld. Things take an unexpected turn when he encounters Yang Yi, younger brother to Seng, the rival gang leader who has long carried a grudge against him over their father's death. He soon finds himself torn between duty, desire, the dangers surrounding him, loyalty, and the possibility of love. Number 13. Weirdo 101. We're getting another keen and sea youth drama in a high school setting. If you're into a popular guy falling for a nerd narrative, this one should be a fun watch for you. The story follows Chiwa, a grade 11 student and science nerd who begins approaching Niran, a 12th grade popular athlete at their school. Initially as a way to protect himself from bullying, knowing that Niran's status would make him less of a target. He soon starts hitting on Niran, using science as a language for his feelings, and comparing him to Polaris the North Star, distant, constant, and luminous. As their feelings grow, the scientific metaphors gradually reveal a deeper emotional longing. Number 14. Plan B to You. This is the third and final office romance drama on the list. A romantic comedy starring Boone and Prem, also focusing on the exciting enemies to lovers trope at its core. After his father's passing, Niall, a college senior, inherits some insurance money and seizes a seemingly perfect deal on a house sold by Crit, a businessman, buying it without question. He quickly discovers the house is haunted, leaving him frustrated, especially since the sale comes with a strict no-return policy. Angered by this, he is determined to get revenge on Crit. To do so, he takes an internship at Crit's record label, planning to make the businessman's life as difficult as possible. What he didn't anticipate, however, was that their constant clashes and encounters would ignite unexpected romantic feelings. Number 15. MANIAC. This William and S series is giving us two full-on red flag leads, and it's such a wild switch from the green flag vibes they gave us before. The trailer was definitely shocking in the best possible way, and honestly, it's impossible not to want to dive into this immediately. This is yet another fake relationship story in the lineup, and a much chaotic one. The story follows Dean and Moth, two total red flags who leave a trail of broken hearts wherever they go. For Moth, the one heart he can't dare to break is his close friend Pun, who has secretly loved him for a long time. Unsure how to let him down gently, a mutual friend comes up with an idea to have a fake boyfriend. That's how Moth ends up in a fake relationship with Dean, hoping to push Pun away and finally move on. But what would happen if the two worst romantics developed genuine feelings for one another? Number 16. Kiss Me, Remember? It's genuinely exciting to see both actors taking on lead roles together. The trailer showcases their chemistry beautifully, hinting at a dynamic pairing that has the potential to be truly captivating. The series places amnesia at the heart of its narrative, yet maintains a lighthearted and comedic tone. The story follows Kit, a high school student, who saves a young man named Paz from drowning with CPR and mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, setting their lives on an unexpected collision course. When Paz awakens, he has no memory of who he is, or anything from his past. But he quickly discovers that a kiss from Kit can unlock fragments of his memories. Obsessed with recovering them, he constantly begs Kit for kisses. As they begin living together, Kit gradually opens up to Paz, and their bond grows deeper and more intimate. But when his full memories return, the truth threatens to upend everything they thought they knew about Paz. Number 17. Unlucky Bae. Another new couple we're getting is Mac and Tam, with Tam taking on his first lead role. Honestly, Mac is the only new actor I wasn't sure who he'd be paired with, unlike the others whose partners were already predicted by fans. So that makes me even more curious about this couple. The story will center on Darren, who gets blindsided when his boyfriend suddenly breaks up with him. The pain only deepens when his ex quickly shows off a new relationship online, leaving Darren feeling betrayed and humiliated. In a drunken mix of heartbreak and anger, he performs a spiritual curse meant for his ex, only to realize later that he accidentally targeted Kopfa, a quiet guy who begins facing a series of strange misfortunes. Feeling guilty, Darren searches for a way to undo the curse and approaches Kopfa to fix the situation. The more time they spend together, the more Darren sees Kopfa's gentle nature beneath his bad luck reputation. His efforts to resolve the supernatural slowly brings them closer, turning an accidental curse into an unexpected romance. Number 18. Match Point. We're also getting to see Ping in his own BL, paired with his new partner, Tesho. This will actually be my first time watching anything with Tesho. I'm not familiar with him, but I'm genuinely intrigued by the pairing. This is a sports drama and another enemies to lovers story, which makes it even more exciting. The story follows two tennis players who've basically inherited their father's long-standing rivalry. Ever since they were young, they've been competing and bickering at every opportunity. When a major tennis competition comes up and they're chosen to represent their school, for the first time, they're forced to work with each other instead of against each other. That means training side by side, sharing the court, and trying to cooperate, all completely against their will. But as they spend more time together, they start opening up, growing closer, and the feelings they once had toward each other begin to shift. Number 19. Cupid's Ghost. This definitely feels reminiscent of Cupid's Last Wish, especially since both series lean into the supernatural side of things. It's really nice to see Earth and Mix return to this genre and get another project together. This is the story of a florist who dreads funerals until he's hired by Jet, a funeral director, to work at his brother's funeral, an experience that changes everything. Overnight, he gains the ability to see and talk to ghosts, a terrifying and thrilling new ability for someone who's always been afraid of them. Now, his job is to help the departed fulfill their final wishes. Along the way, his connection with Jet deepens, and he starts seeing him in a completely new light. Number 20. I Will Always Save You. Adding to the list is this Bodyguard series with Jimmy and C. Seeing this narrative for them is really nice and feels fitting. We get to see Jimmy taking on the role of a police officer and C as a musician, and it looks like it'll be a nice watch. When popular singer Pepper's life is in danger, he is placed under police protection with Lieutenant Pong as his bodyguard. What neither expects is that the other is a former love rival. At first, tension runs high between them, but spending so much time together softens their hearts and opens the door to new feelings. Number 21. Roommate Chaos. This is another three-couple series in the lineup, starring Mark and Ohm, Surf and Java, and Save and Frank. It's a university drama that follows all three pairs as roommates, each with their own love story unfolding. I'm happy to see it's an ensemble series with only newer couples. I think it could be fun. And it'll definitely be fun to see what kind of chemistry all six of them bring together. Number 22. The Invisible Dragon. And finally, we have The Invisible Dragon starring First and Coyote, something new to anticipate from them. I wish I could dive deeper into the storyline, but I'm not confident about the storyline myself, and would rather wait for a credible official synopsis before sharing anything. What I can say is that I'm intrigued. It's First and Kao after all, and I know their performances never miss in every project. Watching all the trailers was genuinely exciting. Seeing a few of my predictions actually come to fruition was thrilling, and there were even some nice surprises that caught me off guard. I thought we'd be getting more ensemble series, but instead they focused on giving most couples their own series, which is nice. Realistically, we won't be seeing the majority of these series premiere in 2026, but having the lineup to anticipate is still fun. And out of everything, some definitely stood out more than others. If I had to pick the ones I'm most excited about, it would be GUNSHOT, Replay, 17th Season, MANIAC, and Lovers and Gangsters. I'm just so excited for Out and Boom, so I can't wait for Billionaire Biker 2. I'm also curious to know which series you're most excited for, so feel free to share your picks in the comments. Until next time, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video.